right. Welcome.
Hey, Matt, can you do me a favor and email me that link so I can do this on my computer and not my mobile phone?
Yes.
Or just, whatever. Just, email or Facebook or Insta. No, not Insta. I got to log in on my computer.
Sure. All right, well, we are live. We got Brandon in the house.
Awesome. Can I see Brandon or not?
Possibly, but I don't know.
We're trying. I cannot see you, Michael. I can see Matt only.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this is we're trying a different setup here today, just because Michael's at home. He's not in the studio. For anyone who's watching, we got a comment. Hi, everybody from Returner. Who's that? Hi.
Good morning, everyone.
All right.
Good morning.
Excited to be here with you, Michael. Excited to learn from you. Got my notes ready. Building off last week.
Do you just want me to get going here, Matt?
Yeah, just hit it.
Okay, great. So Brandon, thanks for coming on. Lisa's on. We have a lot of people on YouTube Live, and I assume people can see me talking, right, Matt?
Yep, everyone can see all of us. So.
Awesome. Okay, so gratitude. This is a really important concept, especially for the holiday season. Now more than ever is a great time for you to start reaching out to people that are important to you. Oh, good. Someone's at the door. Let's figure out who they are. But gratitude.
Hey, Matt, I'm getting a huge delay in the audio. I'm hearing Michael twice. I don't know if it's coming through your mic, through your computer, but I'm muting my mic when Michael's talking. I don't know if that's going to help or not.
Can you hear me now?
That's much better. That's much clearer. Thank you.
Okay, great. So yeah, we're juggling 100 things at once, but that's the beauty of life, right? So we're going back to gratitude. Can you hear me now, Brennan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Let me get to a quieter place so I can, so you guys can see me. Hold on. I know Matt is like, God, this quality is so bad, but it's so amazing because we have a lot of good content today. So gratitude, if you know the definition of actual gratitude, is the quality of being thankful and the readiness to show appreciation for others through kindness and through your ability to, do great things. What are some of the things that you're doing, Brennan, to spread gratitude and be thankful this holiday season?
That's a great question. So my love language personally is like words of affirmation, quality time. So I'm definitely big on giving those things to my people. I try to tell people, how proud I am of them. I've seen their progress. I've seen what you're doing. I see you working hard and you inspire me. So I like to tell people those things. I'm not the best gift giver, unfortunately. I'm definitely going to be hitting it hard over the next couple of days, trying to scrape up some gifts for Christmas. But just telling people that you appreciate them, I think, is a huge thing. Like it's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's if you can humble yourself enough to tell people that you think that they're good and doing good things, I think that's huge.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And so one of the things that a lot of people think about when they think about gratitude is your personal life, right? Your love life and or your friendships, but few people look at gratitude in the business world. And so the issue is where a lot of people fall short is even if we're, do you remember the Clubhouse call, Brennan? You were on there where a lot of people talked about, I want to grow my rev share. I want to make more money. I want to do this, right? And so the concept of really blowing out your brand is the idea of giving in order to receive, right? What's your work personality? Are you mainly focused on problem solving, Brennan? Or are you focused on expanding the possibilities through kindness and through giving? What would you say to that?
Yeah, definitely. That's where I need to focus more of my time on is the expansion and less of the putting out the fires and more of the expansion and the massive action.
Yeah, and here's the big takeaway. I mean, focusing on problems will expand your number of problems. And that's where a lot of people, I think, go awry in the business world is they're really focused on, trying to evade fires, trying to deal with things. And what I realize, it's like drinking out of a fire hose, right? The concept of the more you have going on, the more things work smoothly. I mean, Matt, to your credit, brother, I mean, you did like 100 million things this morning, and I've been on like 5 calls since 7 a.m. this morning. But the more I have to do, I think the more efficient things become, right? It's more life, it's more real. So I would say, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, that's true. Is you really can't figure out how to solve a problem until you have the problem in the first place. In a lot of cases, you know, you try and see the problems ahead of you when you can, but can't see everything all the time.
Yeah, and the positive thing about gratitude is making sure that those positive behaviors are duplicated, right? As cheesy as it sounds, how do you want to be treated, right? You want people to acknowledge you, you want people to thank you, you want people to say, "Hey, Matt, Brennan, you guys are really doing great jobs." Lisa, people in your organization, they need touch points. They need encouragement. They need help. And if we're there to assist the best we can with the limited amount of time and resources that we have, we're all going to be far more successful. And so, Brennan, in 2022, what are some action points that you're doing as far as creating more business for yourself by being more grateful in the actual workplace with agents and or clients?
I mean, I'm definitely planning on doing some more luxury this year. I think luxury is more of a mindset. So I think just putting yourself in the room, putting yourself in a different place on the map in order to get a different result. Showing gratitude. How could I do that for newer agents and people in the marketplace? I'm not so sure right now. Just kind of what I said, just telling people that I appreciate them. I'm there to help them. That's kind of where my head's at. I'm not sure if I answered your question.
Yeah, there's 3 action points for people listening on YouTube Live I'd like you to write down. So this is a great time to reach out to people in every forum possible. Because during the holidays, people are full of cheer usually, or they're Scrooges. But here's 3 things that you can do now, Brennan, to blow out your business and your marketing plan. Number one, what I would do is I would buy 200 to 300 thank you notes. And you could buy that in bulk at a very inexpensively, at a low cost store or whatever. And then what I would do is I would start crafting thank you notes for agents, for potential clients, and for areas where you want to acquire listings and start sending them out. The good thing to do before the end of the year is you can use that as a tax write off. So anything that you spend as far as, the cards, the actual stationery, the stamps, etc., you can write all that stuff off. So I would do it in the next 9 days. And what I would do is I would target people that A, mean a lot to you in your life, B, the listings that you want to procure in areas that you want to procure in luxury, and C, family members and friends that maybe haven't heard from you, in a while, just showing them that you care. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Does that help?
Love it. Super easy to do. Thank you.
Yeah. The second thing I would do is I would look at your phone and I would start texting people. So one of the things that I do too for people that are close in my sphere and in my Rolodex, family, friends, business colleagues, is I will shoot them a Merry Christmas text and a Happy New Year's text. It takes a long ass time, 3 to 4 hours during that day. But if you block that time out and make, the effort to actually reach out to people, believe me, they're going to be blown away because no one's doing that. You know what I mean? And then in the top 5 to 10% of your sphere, those that you already sent thank you notes to, etc., pick up the phone and start dialing and just say, "Hey, I haven't talked to you, Uncle Jim. Hey, I haven't talked to you, Susie, homeowner. Just wanted to say, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I really love everything that you represent and everything that you're doing, and yeah, so that's it. So that's kind of the plan. Hold on one second. Is everything good down there? Awesome. Yeah, sorry, I got a guy helping me with the appliances right now. But does
No, I
that
love
help
it,
you?
Michael. Yeah, I love it. Contacts equal contracts. It's an easy excuse to contact people. I love it. I just got to be on my game when everybody else is celebrating. I'll do that. I'll make some time, carve out some time.
Yeah, and just be genuine about it. And one of the things that I like to do too is you're in Texas, right, Brennan?
I'm in Southern California.
Oh, you're in SoCal. Okay, cool. So another thing to do, which is huge if you don't want to spend a lot of dough, is figure out a wine wholesaler in your area. You can look it up via, Google and stuff like that, but you want to find a nice wine wholesaler, okay? And there's a lot of them in SoCal. And then what I would do actually is buy and look up, ask them, hey, what's a really good, reasonable like Pinot Noir or Cab, and buy a ton of wine, like boxes of wine. And the good thing about buying them in bulk is you can get the cost down to, let's say, $5, $6, $7 a bottle for a good $15, $20 bottle of wine, and start handing those out like Christmas cookies, man, with your card on it, with a little thank you note next to it. Put it outside a house that you want to get the listing for. And I'm telling you, that stuff is gold. That $5, $6, $7, which again, you can write off before the end of the year, will really make an impact in your marketplace. I promise you that.
Excellent idea. Appreciate you writing it all down.
Yeah. So that's the other thing I would do. And then the other thing that I would do, which you're doing a really good job about, is you have to be more robust on different platforms, different platforms. How often are you getting on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc., Brennan?
Definitely spending too much time on Instagram every day, but yeah, Facebook, it automatically posts to it. YouTube, I love YouTube. I'm on that every day. So every day I'm on these platforms, just either for personal or for business, trying to post and get out there.
I love it. The other thing I would do is not just post about yourself, but do reach outs to people. Like one of the things that you're doing that's hugely beneficial to the algorithm and to people that, is do a lot of shout outs. Like you did a lot of great things like mentioning me in your stories, etc. And I always reshare them. That's bringing more people to your page. So if there are any agents or any people that you feel are doing really cool things or that you want to put into your network, do that now. You know what I mean? That'll help. So just do the mention bar in your stories, put their little tagline on and just say, hey, Matt, love what you're doing, brother. Keep up the good work with Matt Black Productions. Hey, Brian, love what you're doing. Happy holidays, brother. Whatever, you know what I mean? And they'll reshare it. And that reshare alone will get more eyes on the prize, which is your Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Does that help?
And it's free, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And so the other thing is what are you doing as far as live events in your area, Brennan?
I'm not doing any live events. I mean, we just got open houses back like 6 months ago, maybe. So open houses more than usual, more than the last year and a half. But yeah, live events are kind of discouraged around here with our political standing in Southern California. So not a whole lot of live events are going on, honestly. But I should be doing them just because of that reason.
Absolutely. People are so desperate to go out and interact right now that if you're the party maker, do those things. So one of the big announcements I have tonight, Matt, that you don't even know about is a huge way to grow your business is to network and hit up and befriend really strong influencers in your area. SoCal has a lot of Instagram followers and, media personalities. I'd really start commenting, liking, and hitting up their DMs a lot and being super complimentary. And what will happen is they will co-brand events with you. So one of the people that I'm doing this with, and you don't even know this yet, Matt, but Julie Zander, Matt, she's actually joining my team here in the next 2 weeks. No one knows about it. Shh. That's 217,000 followers that she's going to help blow out and do referral base for our team and for Culhane groups.
Wow. That's huge.
Yeah. So that's what I would do, Brennan. Start reaching out to those people. Yeah. Boom. Exactly. So that's the key to the game. So in live events, Brennan, is huge, especially when you put your name in lights next to people that have a lot of momentum in their following and in their stature, if that makes sense.
Yes, I love it. Thank you.
So the other thing is we're always disappointed, with people sometimes. And I think part of the idea of being grateful is not focusing on what people are doing wrong or how they are, letting us down, which is every single day, right? Because the more we call them out on that, the more that we say, you're really disappointing me, etc., the more we look bad in their eyes, right? So instead, maybe the approach should be, following them and just saying, hey, your work is really important to me. You're really important in my life. What are the things that I can do to make you more successful? What are the things that I can do to make you, help you make more money, grow your brand, grow your presence? Who are the people that I know that I can introduce you to, etc.? And those are some of the things in the next couple weeks of this year that I think will totally blow out your brand in 2022. Because no one wants to be called out on something. No one wants to be put down. No one wants to say, oh God, you didn't do this. You promised me this. Nobody wants to hear any of that. Instead, we all want to be uplifted, right? We want to be shout out. We want to say, wow, Brennan's a good dude. Matt's a good dude. They're really kicking ass. Let me showcase and share what they're doing well with the world. And in their eyes, you become a total winner. You know what I mean? You have any questions, Brennan?
No, I'm loving it, man. I'm taking notes. I appreciate you.
And here's a big thing too. Gratitude makes you visible. One of the things the reason I post all those morning videos in the morning is because it's visible. There's so many people posting negative shit that when you post something positive and uplifting, it makes you centered out from the crowd, right? People start to take notice. And what's going to happen is it's a slow burn, but that slow burn catches embers and it turns into a huge fire, right? And you have to understand the moments of, like, in 2022, what's bigger to you, growing out your real estate business or growing your rev share line?
For me, rev share would be cooler. It'd be more
Okay.
exciting.
Okay. So to grow your rev share line, you should read a book by Dan Heath. It's called The Power of Moments: Why Certain Experiences Have Extraordinary Impact. And the reason that book is good is because you can be strategically generous. That's a word I would write down. The more, if you give all the time, people will take advantage of your time and resources, right? And probably you've been burned in the past. That's why you're a little more tight to the vest, right? Am I right, Brennan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's a good thing though. But the good thing is your generosity should be strategic and pointed towards people that you really, really appreciate, and tell them often, hey, I really appreciate you. Like Matt is a great example. I'm so glad on his call. Like, Matt, I really appreciate everything that you do, bro. I mean, seriously, like without you, Culhane Groups would not be what it is today. So kudos.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, seriously. Because all this content, we have so many classes now, which is amazing, but look at behind the scenes logistically what it takes to create that, right? Hours on top of hours of work, promo, all that stuff. And so that's the thing. The people that really make an impact in your life, take a moment and just say, hey, thanks, right? The other thing is for you, Brennan, is if you want to really blow out your rev share, the biggest thing to do is proximity principle. So in Orange County in particular, there's a lot of well-known people in that area, right? So what I want you to do if you want to blow out and start doing higher end stuff is spending more time in higher end areas. Maybe grab coffee in, a little higher and more expensive place, right? Post a picture of that in the area. Start talking to people and going to open houses. And let's say you're in Orange County, you said?
Yeah, I'm right outside Orange County and Riverside County.
Yeah,
My
bro. I
grandma.
mean, you got to get in your car and start going into CDM. You got to go into Corona Del Mar. You got to go into Newport Beach. Show up at Tarek's office and say, "Yo, Tarek, I love you, bro. Let me post it. Let me post something about you." He's in Anaheim. And really start focusing on those higher end areas, because I'll tell you, there is so much money where you're at and so many untapped resources that what you have to do is figure out, okay, who's doing the business? How do I co-brand them and blow them up? And by me associating with them, my brand is going to blow up as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, I appreciate you.
Yeah, you got to get close to the money, man. Go where the money is, where they have all those Bentley, Aston Martin, Porsche dealerships on Newport Coast Highway. Dude, I'd be spending hours over there figuring out exactly what type of car you want to buy in the next 2 to 3 years with your rev share check. And posting about it, because rich people, I'll tell you, being one, rich people like other rich people. Rich people like people that are like them, right? And the more value and the more knowledge that you have in certain areas of luxury, which I think Matt and I talked about as well. I think moving forward, Matt, we're going to possibly start bringing in different luxury type brands, and figuring out as far as, how do we do maybe a segment on high-end watches, maybe a segment on high-end cars, luxury travel. All of these things are little arrows in your quiver when it comes to your millionaire brand creation, because they're little things that create commonality with you and a potential high-end agent and also a potential client. So looking to grow your rev share, Brennan, you got to find commonality, and you want to make sure that you're attacking people that are cappers. I think a lot of people fall short in their attraction efforts because they're just trying to attract anyone. Anyone is not going to understand where you're coming from. Like, anyone isn't going to understand what you're trying to achieve in your world, right? They want to be around you because they want to assimilate success in the brands that we're trying to create. So again, like attracts like, and make it a constant effort to constantly be co-promoting and being around those brands that you want to be a part of. Are there any particular questions or anything I can help you with in the next couple of minutes to help, end the year off right and or start out 2022? Because I know my phone's dying here in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, no, Michael, you've been amazing. I don't have any other questions as of now. Obviously, the focus is the rev share. So yeah, attacking cappers versus anyone is definitely a good strategy. So I appreciate that. Any other advice you have on that? I mean, that's what I'm looking to do. That's the exciting part now.
Well, I'll tell you, you follow the best. So, Claudine is a great example of someone that understands the MLM process. She is amazing at that dynamic. I'm not. I'm learning from her. I had lunch with Ramon. He was in Arizona the other day. So we had a little power breakfast, and we were sharing ideas and concepts of where we are. But the thing is, again, you've got to co-brand and be with people that are weak where you're strong. And you have to become an unbelievable brand. Brennan becomes a brand. EXP is a sub brand, and people want to be a part of your world, right? And use us as leverage to attract people. That's the beauty of what we're doing, is you can point to Brian, you can point to myself, you can point to Glenn, you can point to anyone you want, and we'll do shout outs, we'll do videos, we'll help you get that person that you need. You can come up if you want. I just want to go over with you so I can go. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hold on. So that's kind of the plan. Does that help, Brennan?
It 100% helps. I appreciate you so much, Michael. Thanks for pouring into us.
Yeah, for sure. And sorry, I got a million different things going on, but at least it's more real.
We know what I mean. It just says how much, your character, that you make sure to do this every Wednesday for everybody here and everybody who's part of our organization and all the people that you're helping. So we appreciate
Hey,
that.
Matt, yeah, go on and start talking. I got to talk to this appliance guy for 1 minute. Keep the ball rolling, my friend.
All right. Well, shoot. Yeah, no, I mean, I think, like you said, we appreciate everybody's time that they spend, the countless hours a week. We have people donate their time to our organization just to help elevate everybody around us and anyone who wants to tune in and listen. Everybody hanging out in the chat. We appreciate you coming on to, listen and join, be part of the conversation. Brandon and Lisa and Ruben and Ryan, see you guys here in the chat. Yeah, so I'm just kind of vamping here a little bit.
Can you give us a little insight on what's happening with Culhane groups in 2022? Anything, any training, anything going on that you could perhaps let us in on?
Well, we are always developing the calendar and the schedule more and more. That's a constant consideration for me, something I'm always working on. What more value can we bring to our people? What other... steal my dog's toy from him for a second. What other classes can we, offer? What other apologies. What other, maybe underserved things can we bring to people that they can learn from? Like Michael was saying, people who are, have very special interest knowledge that we can, pick at and share. And then also I'm just always trying to bring more production value in my job to, the content that we offer and we deliver, teach people how to make a better, better stream, a better class, and, fix their microphone, so people enjoy it more, want to listen to it more. Anyway, I think Michael's back.
Yes, paying the guy now, so I'm back. So what did we touch upon that I missed?
Let's talk about how grateful we are for you, Michael.
Yeah, and then just some other things what other things we're talking about bringing in 2022, and the kind of things you and I specifically, Michael, talk about to make the stream more interesting and more digestible.
Well, and the other thing I'd love to do, Matt, and I'm sure you touched upon, is I want to highlight agents that are really doing well and showcasing that to others. So, like Brennan, if this is a good platform for you and you want to bring agents on, that you think you can help and or attract or etc., we can highlight you and other agents like you, maybe in your downline, to be on in this interview type style. Use that as a link, as evergreen material for them to go out and help you attract and help your downline, because that's why we're here. That's why we do that. And having all this stuff on YouTube, which Matt totally does such a great job of, it just creates unbelievable SEO opportunity for you on the back end. I mean, what are you doing as far as YouTube right now, Brennan?
Yeah, so the YouTube, I'm definitely trying to build out more. I got mostly testimonials on my YouTube, some market information that's helpful. Some of the long, I've been posting on there since maybe 2015, 2016. So some of the older videos are like now up to like 1,000 views, but a lot of the newer stuff is a lot slower with just like views in the tens or whatever. I have a personal YouTube channel as well that has like a lot of stuff from when I was like skateboarding and doing other stuff. And I leaned heavily into the YouTube Shorts, which is like YouTube's version of Instagram Stories, basically, or Instagram Reels. And so they were like heavily promoting those videos at one time. I think they still are. So if you post a short now, YouTube is like promoting it for you, basically. So I kind of leaned into that and got a lot of attention with the YouTube Shorts.
Well, and the thing I would also recommend as well is the more video content you can have and repurpose, the more valuable your brand becomes. And so when you're focused on luxury, remember, as you're getting more high-end listings and getting more high-end people want to see luxury-based stuff, right? So your clients want to see stuff that they're interested in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Which I'm definitely not like
Yeah.
the
So I mean,
expensive.
that's why. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? So if you want to attract clients in certain areas, I'd be doing a lot more evergreen content on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your LinkedIn, on YouTube, that has to do with things that they want, right? So therefore, they're more attracted to your brand, and therefore, A, they're going to join your downline, or B, want you to list their $1 million plus home, because that's your goal for next year, right?
Correct.
I think Michael has to switch over to his computer, so just give it 1 second here. Apologies, everybody. Just stand by for a minute. Brendan, why don't you talk about your holiday plans real quick? Just to help us out here.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, so I had the COVID during Thanksgiving, so wasn't able to see my family. So definitely trying to get back with them this year and spend some good old quality time with them. Part of what I wanted to touch on today too was kind of like the transactional side of business versus the residual side of business, and how really the name of the game in our industry is like, if we ever want to retire one day, we're going to have to invest in real estate. And that's why I got into real estate, was to be a cash flow real estate investor. So being with the EXP model allows you to do that while you're, doing what you're already doing. You're already helping people buy and sell houses. You're already making money transactionally, and it's helping you move that money into residual places such as equity, or you could the revenue share portion that we offer. So that's just what's been really exciting, and what I'm looking forward to in 2022. You still with me, Matt?
I
So
am,
with
yeah.
my
Sorry, while I'm trying to fix Michael, I'm also trying to fix my camera, which got lost for.
not a problem.
Let's see. Hey, I'm back.
You're back.
I think so. There I am. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Good. Well, we'll just give Michael another second while he's doing his thing. Yeah, I don't know. Let's open up to the chat real quick. We got 8 people hanging out right now. Anyone have any questions? Help us out and give us something to prompt on. Ryan, I know you're still in there.
Looks like you're going to have to do some post-editing this time, Matt.
Oh, well, it's super, I can do that. No problem.
Any questions for anyone? Anyone in the chat? Anyone want to say anything? Can you read the chat? I can't see the chat.
I can, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, no questions yet. Just people saying Marta Morales says she's very appreciative of all you do for us. Appreciate that. Got the link down there in the chat if anyone wants to join in. Jump up on camera. We won't judge you. Right.
Looking at the chat here, Ruben's got a question. How would you do this marketing but for agent attraction? I think you're talking about maybe some of the gratitude maybe that Michael was talking about, and maybe posting so maybe, for example, everyone that you've ever done a deal with, you can maybe send them a thank you card and show your appreciation for them. Hey, like, I appreciate you helping me get some income in my pocket this year. I appreciate you working with me on this deal. Just wanted to give you a thank you card. Maybe like a Juice It Up gift card or something. But then you can obviously the law of reciprocity, and you give something to them, they may want to give something back to you. So maybe you can ask them for their time to take a look at EXP presentation. Help me help you, help change your life. Take a look at this presentation. So,
you guys still there?
Yeah, we're here, Michael.
Thanks for keying. Yeah, my phone literally died as I was paying that guy. So anyway, what did I miss? What did Matt do to make things look good?
Ugh. Well, I'm about to build my little BRB screen for the next time that happens.
But Brandon, is there anything I can help you with before we, do anything? Because I want to make sure that you are the man in 2021 and 2022.
You're the man, Michael. I appreciate you, man. So I was looking at Ruben's question here. He was kind of talking about how would you do this marketing for agent attraction. So I think he was talking about kind of some of the tips that you shared about thank you notes and stuff. And so I didn't know if you had any thoughts about how could you do this type of marketing going into 2022.
How do you really blow out your agent attraction?
Yeah, and just using the gratitude principles that you're talking about to really step it up for agent attraction specifically.
Yeah, that's a good question. So, Ramon's probably that's a good question. So, he was giving me some good stuff. But at our breakfast, I was asking Ramon about what he does, and he's obviously a master attractor for Tarek and others. And my game is a little bit different. I play a really long game with people because I don't want to feel like I'm pressuring them to do something that's not in their best interest. Does that make sense? And so for me, what I would recommend, Brennan, and people asking the question is you have to constantly do a couple of different things. One, if you don't know them personally, the first thing I would do is start following people on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn that are cappers, that are really, really good real estate agents, and start complimenting them. Don't even bring up EXP. Start with the compliments, genuine compliments. Be grateful. Just say, hey, I saw you close that house on 123 East Street. Great job. I love that property. And just start complimenting them with nothing in return, right? And so what's going to happen is in the beginning, you're not going to get anything back from them, right? But what you're going to be doing is your name is going to constantly be popping up on their theme, right? Your name is constantly going to be popping up on their message board, on their Instagram feed. Your reels are going to start doing what they're doing, etc. And they're going to start noticing you. And so over time, now they're going to either A, follow you back, B, they're going to start commenting on your stuff, and C, being more integrated in what you're trying to do. And you'll notice that because you'll start seeing their face pop up on your storyboard on your Instagrams, Brennan, and whoever asked that question on Instagram Live or on YouTube Live. But and then what you want to do is after you're doing all the compliments, then you follow them, right? Then you friend them. Then you make it a point to be like, hey, I like you, let's shoot the shit, if that makes sense. The next step after that for your attraction is once you build up the rapport and a real genuine connection with friendship, etc., then I'd reach into your pocket and say, hey man, I really love what you're doing. I think we have a lot in common. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? Can I take you out for a cocktail? Right. That's the second thing that I would do. And then once you take them out for a cup of coffee or a cocktail, then what I would do is start talking and asking them questions, right? You're in probing mode at this point. You're trying to see what best suits them. Like what are some things that are really going well in your business right now? What are the things you love about real estate? What are some of your pain points? Like what's going well? What's going really shittily in your business model? Is there any way I could help you with any of my contacts, etc., right? And then once you do that, I wouldn't even pitch EXP then, but I would start inviting them to all of our stuff, right? I'd start inviting them to Clubhouse. I'd start inviting them to some of our personal events. I'd start inviting them to these classes that we're doing all the time and just let them get integrated and let other people do the promotion for you. Does that help answer the question?
Yeah, I love that. Let help, bring them into
Let
the
other people do the
orbit. And
promotion for you. I mean, like, here's a great example. Like, I used you as my shill today on Clubhouse, right? Instead of me saying, hey, everyone, my class is so great, come after Clubhouse to join Matt and I in Millionaire Brand Creation, you did it for me. And that's so more valuable in the eyes of other people. Similarly to you with agents, if you have an OC agent after you take them out and buy them a cup of coffee and are really complimentary to them, and you bring them on Clubhouse, and I say, hey, I just want to do a shout out to Brennan. He's a really cool dude. Anyone who is in his sphere would be really lucky to have him as a mentor and or as a real estate counterpart. Then your guy's going to go like, oh shit, man, maybe I got to join his team. Maybe he knows something that I don't know. Tell me about EXP. What is it again? And that's when you hit him, because let them be the inquisitor. Instead of beating them over the head with the opportunity, let them find out that they're having FOMO and they're missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime. Does that help?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yeah, in the higher end agents, you're going to have to play that game. On newer agents and agents that don't have, a lot of the esteem and the marketing ability and all that stuff, you can be a little more direct and more, attentive to, introducing them to the opportunity. But believe me, the old adage in high end sales is you can't snow the snowman. No one, and that's a real good holiday theme for all of us. You can't snow the snowman. If someone's really successful and already has money, don't try to sell them, because that's how they made their money, is selling other people. They'll see it a mile away and they'll think it's disingenuous. Whereas opposed to you just giving them all your value, your thank you notes, the cup of coffee, that bottle of wine that we talked about, continually commenting on their stuff, reaching out, you're the man, really like what you're doing. Let's do an event together. Let's cross promote. They're going to want to be a part of your orbit. It's just a matter of time.
Agreed. Thank you so much.
Is there any other questions that you see on live, Matt, that I can help answer?
No questions at the moment. Anyone want to type something in the chat?
Yeah, and I'll just, yeah, go for it.
No, that was nobody.
Oh, that was me. Okay, so yeah, I mean, the thing I would say too, Brennan, if you're still on the call, and Lisa just texted me, she was kind of bummed that she couldn't be on this as well, but hopefully she's listening on YouTube Live. But you guys have to become the brand that you want to attract. So, whatever it is that you're looking for, as far as an agent, as far as a partner, as far as a listing, you have to start becoming what it is that you want. You know, like attracts like. So, Brennan, I mean, you want to start doing those $1 million plus price point homes and be that guy. You got to start spending a lot of time in $1 million price point homes, you know, going to all the open houses you see in Newport Coast, CDM, Irvine, a lot of those high end places. Do videos, you know, walk in and ask the listing agent, just say, hey, do you mind if I promote you and promote this beautiful listing? 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, yeah, do it for sure. Love it. And then you tag them in your story or in your video. They love it and they'll reshare it. And it's just it's a flywheel effect of success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that. I love tagging the agents as well.
Yeah, do shout outs to them. Anyone like a guy that I really respected in your market was John McMonigal. Do you know that name?
I don't know that name.
So he had a short-lived Bravo series trying to compete with $1 Million Listing, and he was big and still is big in the Corona Del Mar market and Newport Coast, real high-end real estate. And what he did, which I loved, was he dressed the part, he looked good, he was very complimentary, he was very soft spoken, and he really curated a great brand. And what he did is he just highlighted a bunch of other people. So there's a ton of super duper successful agents in your area. Start highlighting them. Start shouting them out. I think there's a big Coldwell Banker agent in your area too. What's his name? Like Todd Smith or something like that.
I don't know him.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, get the list of the 100 highest producing agents in your area. Start commenting on all their stuff and start doing shout outs. And you never know, they might reshare it, put it on their story, and then all of their clients and all their followers might start following you and being looking at your content. It's a win win game for both parties.
I love it. That's so great.
Yeah.
You get this list of 100 highest producing agents off the MLS or what?
Yeah. I mean, the best way to do it is go on your California MLS, type in uh, closed properties at the highest price point, right, of the last, let's say, 6 months to a year. And most likely, the most expensive home in California is probably what, like $100 million or something like that, or something, in that arena. And then what I would do is I'd start looking at closed sides. And I would assume you can see that on your California MLS. You can do that in Arizona. So start looking at the closed sides and start writing down in an Excel spreadsheet and or your CRM and KV Core the names of all those agents that close those super high end um, properties. And all their information will be on there. Their email will be on there. Their office phone number will be on there. Um, their full name will be on there. Their brokerage name will be on there, and start creating a database of super successful agents that you want to be around. And believe me, it will come. I mean, that's how I met. I don't know if you look back on some of my social media stuff, but that's how I initially met Josh Flagg from $1 Million Listing, Josh Altman, Bobby Boyd, all the $1 Million Listing guys. As I started following them, resharing their content, and then showing up to events and to parties and all that stuff where I knew they would be there, and start integrating the face that they knew was sharing all of their stuff. And that's where we became acquaintances. So there's no reason you can't do the same.
I love it. I appreciate you. And so once I build this list, you think just reaching out via social media instead of a cold call?
The cold call won't work because unless you're a client, or unless you're selling a multi-million-dollar home, you're probably going to go to an assistant or an office as opposed to them directly. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of these guys at the top and gals are control freaks. So most likely they're controlling a lot of their social media play. So by jumping in their DMs, commenting on a lot of their content and liking a lot of their content and just resharing it in their stories and mentioning them and tagging them, they're going to start seeing your face. And it may take 5, 6, 7 months to get on their radar. But if you pair that with then going up to LA or going into some of these certain areas where you know they will be and introducing yourself, they'll recognize you, and you'll use that as a photo opportunity. That photo with that celebrity, you market the shit out of, and you blow out your $1 million brand right there, man. That's what I would do. That's what I did do. You laughing, Matt?
Love the playbook, man. Thank you.
It works. Proximity principle is extremely powerful. People love or fascinated in American culture with celebrity. They're fascinated with super wealthy people, right? They're fascinated with people that they look up to. And so when they see you in their arena, in their proximity, they look at you in awe and wonder, well, how did Brennan do that? You know, how did Matt Culhane do that? How did Brian Culhane do that? People are still scratching their head going, how the hell did he partner with Grant Cardone and Tarek El Moussa? Those are the $1 million plays, my friend. So any other questions?
Michael.
Yeah, any other questions or any way I can help as far as gratitude or, in the new year? Or do you want to end it?
Whatever you need, Michael. I got all my notes. I'm just writing down some of the last things you said right now, but appreciate your time. Whatever you need, I'm all ears. I'll be here.
Yeah, I mean, so the dynamics are, and I'll just end it with this because I know Matt has a lot to do, and I got to get going myself. But the biggest game, listening to the clubhouse is really powerful, right? The ability to listen, to see what people are grateful for, and to see how they plan on blowing it out in the next year is really an amazing thing. And the thing that was the constant topic of combo, which Matt and I talked about previous to the call, was blowing out people's rev share lines and obviously growing their business. But a lot of that has to do with other things. And the biggest currency, and I'll tell you this, and everyone listening in, the biggest currency is not money. Money is losing its ass right now in the society that we live in. The biggest currency is social currency. Look at Gary Vee. I mean, he went from 2 million followers probably a year and a half ago to almost 10 million in a year and a half's time. And if you look at his content, all he's doing is he's promoting NFTs, he's promoting people, he's being grateful, he's being thankful, he's doing all the things that we preach, and he's leveraging his social currency like a mofo and making hundreds of millions of dollars in the process of doing that. And that's where a lot of people are missing the mark, man. If I could tell you anything, the money will follow attention. And attention is followed by gratitude and kindness. And when you're a good person like Brian, Matt, Christy, super good people. And so that's why the attention is following them. That's why EXP has blown up amongst other super great people in that organization, because people understand, like, wow, there's a lot of value in the ability to communicate and to have a community. Community is power, and that's why EXP is growing at such a rapid pace, because it has a master community plan to help uplift others. So focus on social currency, bro. Don't be a secret agent. I want you to be known going into 2021 and 2022. And anything I can do to help you with that, just let me know. You want me to do a shout out on my stories or do anything, a video or whatever you want to repost, happy to do it. Just let me know what you need.
Appreciate both of you guys. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Hey, thanks, Ryan. We appreciate you saying that. Said, I want to say he appreciates your time, Michael.
Yeah, appreciate all you guys, and happy holidays. And any way, we can help, we're here to help. Matt helps a lot of people. So hey, Matt, do a little clap for yourself on the little sound machine.
I'm going to give myself one of these.
Yeah, it's perfect. Information, well-deserved, and you guys are great, and we're here to really blow each other out. Gratitude is a huge gift, and implement all those things and rewatch this YouTube live, even with all of its funny things for today's episode. because it'll take you far. True kindness and true gratitude takes you to the stars. So go out there and kick ass, you guys. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. We'll see you next year.
Yeah, thank you so much, Michael. And, everyone in the chat, everyone hanging out, watching on YouTube, there's 8 other prior episodes, and we're going to continue on in the new year with a bunch of new stuff. You got some time, you're hanging out, you got a few hours to kill, go through and check out some of our other content. And, everyone have a great holiday. Appreciate y'all stopping by.
Take care, guys. Happy holidays.
Right.